All right, we'll do it live. Come into the room, 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 come into the room. All right, come into the room, please. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining. My name is DanieSteel. Like I said, if you live in London, you can call me Danie. All right, DanieSteel. This is DanieSteel, home of the Purple Print, best kept secret on YouTube, hands down. If I do say so myself. If I do say so myself. If I do say so myself. Okay, if I do say so myself. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna do this little quick, give you a little quickie here. I've told you guys before that I love Dr. Phil. I mean, I have a complicated relationship with Dr. Phil, because sometimes it's like, he'd be doing the most, but, sometimes I feel like obviously he helps people as well. So this has been an interesting episode. It's called My Boyfriend is Stalking Me. And as you can see from the thumbnail, this episode is about an interracial couple, Sabrina and Harold. Sabrina is 25 and they've been in this relationship with each other for 6 years. I mean, they'll explain it when I play the playback. But let me start the video and then I'll get into reviewing it, right? Because this is a very serious charge, a very serious, situation to have a boyfriend stalking you, right? And I want to address that. I want to address relationship dynamics, and things that, going off of red flags and things like that you need to be aware of and watch out for. So yeah, let's listen to the clip.
My boyfriend Harold literally stalks me all day. I always have to explain to Harold where I'm going, for how long, and with who. When me and Harold get into a really big argument, I'll kick him out and he'll stare at me through the window. Literally watches me at 2 o'clock in the morning. He's weird.
Sabrina tries to dodge most of our relationship problems by shutting down on me. That's when I look through the window because I'm like, oh, that's not right.
And he'll break back into the house by jumping in the window.
Hey, what's the He's talking through the window.
I do admit that I've been stalking her. I'm always making sure she's going to be in the spot where she says she'll be.
We've been dating for 6 years, and honestly, I can't even remember a good day I've had with Harold. Harold has broken over 5 of my phones. My credit has gone downhill. Right now, they're all in collections.
Our relationship became toxic 2 years ago because I caught her talking intimately with some guy that I called a boy.
I cheated on Harold a few months ago with other guys. Harold has always accused me of cheating ever since we first got together, so I just finally did it. Harold uses that as an excuse to act like a total psycho.
When we get into arguments, she tries to say that she's going to go talk to the boy if I don't calm down. That pisses me off a lot.
Earlier today, me and Harold had a fight. I'm no longer talking to the guy, but Harold insists that I am. Instead of him giving me space, he decided to once again blow up my phone like he always does.
The easiest way to calm Sabrina down is to just get her some beef tacos. If I get her that beef taco, everything will be fine.
I love Harold, but neither of us can take this anymore. Someone has to change. This just can't be my real life.
Okay, I don't know if you guys heard that, but Harold says if she gets mad, I'll just get her some beef tacos. And the beef tacos always calm her down. Now, Sabrina is a voluptuous woman. I think she's in great shape. She's voluptuous. You can see from the picture what she looks like. And again, beautiful woman. So she talks about Harold breaking her phones. And I've talked about this with you guys before. You don't need to be in relationship with any guy who's going to be that violent and aggressive around you, towards your belongings, period. Anyone that's breaking your stuff, a man should know to control himself and to control his emotions. And if he cannot, he doesn't need to have a woman around him, right? So when I hear this, I'm like, plus, right, so she's saying that she kicked him out of the house. Now they live together, but she'll kick him out. And, you know, a lot of guys won't leave when you kick him out. You know, I know women that are like, you know, I've tried to kick him out. He won't leave, right? So at least Harold will leave the house when she tells him. But, you know, he's got nowhere to go. So I guess he just stands outside looking in to her window. Let's continue.
Okay. So you guys agree that this is a toxic relationship?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Completely.
Yeah,
Yes.
very.
But the fix for this, the Band-Aid, is you get her a beef taco.
Well, sometimes it is.
He thinks he buys me food and that's gonna like drill me back in. And it does for the moment, because who doesn't like food? But I mean, I feel like that doesn't give you the right to treat me like that.
Oh, yeah, it doesn't give me the right to treat you like that. I got to just try to figure out what I have to do to get a communication out of you.
Well, he thinks buying me stuff, food, clothes, hair, he thinks that's gonna save us, you know?
Does it?
At the moment,
moment.
it does.
So it does.
A little bit, but I've bought him stuff too in the past.
What's that got to do with it? We're talking about you get mad at him, he brings you a taco, and in the moment, everything's okay.
Yeah, but I don't really think it's about food. I think it's about the way he treats me, you know? He just uses that as an excuse.
A peace offering.
Yeah, basically.
And you're willing to then overlook the fact that he's outside with a flashlight staring in the window. That's creepy.
Yeah, it is.
Is that creepy?
Yeah, that's pretty.
What the hell are you doing out there staring in the window with
He
a
doesn't know how to
flashlight?
leave me
I
alone.
just don't know how to probably communicate the right way.
But
All right, pause. One, she's doing this thing that a lot of women do where like she's talking over Dr. Phil and her boyfriend and or man. It's like Dr. Phil is asking him a question. You don't need to interject. Just sit back. So already it looks like too much control. Like, and you have to understand what this Harold looks like. I mean, you guys can see from the thumbnail, right? I don't know. A lot of women get these blonde guys with ponytails. Oh, hey, Pink Pineapple. Good to see you. Hi, Sammy. Welcome. It's good to see y'all. All right. So yeah, let's keep talking about this crazy couple. I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna keep playing it.
live together.
Yeah,
so
we
how
do
can
live
you stalk
together.
someone you live with?
I don't know. I just have a problem. I just probably need help with that. And
It's ridiculous.
It kind of gets ridiculous at the point, and then I probably just need to give her space out of a moment to figure out my own situation.
So you ask him to leave,
Yes, I'll ask him.
so he goes outside and then watches you
Yeah.
through the window.
Mhm.
Here's the thing, you
Okay, but come on now. That's not stalking. You guys live together. You asked him to leave. Again, most guys will not do it. Okay, I know plenty of women. There's a lot of stories about women disappearing because, you know, they're like, oh, she just left, right? And it's like, why would she leave? That's how you always know, because usually it should be the man that leaves if there's a problem within a household. Because you're a man, you have testosterone, so you should go, right? There's a problem. And I've seen very disturbing content out here in the manosphere, right? About basically, you know, they're like, if you hit me, I'm gonna knock you the F out. Right? Like that's like the motto. And they're like, she hits me. So like y'all sound like Terminator. Y'all sound like somebody nudges you gently or something. And then you guys do like the Terminator turn, you know, with your like little crazy Terminator turn. And then you like look back up at her. And then you're like ready to like box her like she's a guy in the street. How come you not boxing your oppressors? But y'all talking about, like, they talking about ways to, like, beat women up and how you can get away with it and, like, what you should do. You should set the camera up, so make sure you're recording them so everybody can see why it was justified for you to beat her behind. Like, sick. This is a big guy. Like most men, all right, you were built to be bigger. So it's not the woman's fault if you're not. Most men are bigger than the women that they're with. This guy is much bigger than Sabrina. You guys can see that in the thumbnail. So, you know, I will give him credit for leaving the house and not doing what a lot of these dudes do, which is you're yelling, arguing with a woman. You're already in your feminine, in your toxic femininity. When y'all do that, a lot of y'all like to be in toxic femininity with your woman, right? So you're arguing with your woman, resting in your toxic femininity. You won't leave the situation. You won't de-escalate the situation. These are all things that males are supposed to be able to do because they're not irrational like women. Okay, so de-escalate the situation and walk away. Instead of sitting there waiting to be Terminator if she touch you so you can knock her out. Like, these dudes are excited for the opportunity. And of course, they're, you know, I feel like they try to make it explicit, like this is what we're doing to black women, because most women of other races don't want them. You know, they do get leftovers, if you will, right? I mean, you guys know, I'm not even trying to be mean. I don't try to be mean. I'm just, it is what it is, right? They get women that would have a hard time getting a white man, okay? Or have a hard time getting a man within their group, and or they get women that don't fit into the culture of their group. So like Ginny Mai comes to mind, right? I'm sure men in her group would like a much more traditional woman, and she's not. So she's with a guy like Jeezy, who will allow her to do whatever she wants because, you know, they're just so happy to be around a non-black woman. So anyways, like I said, I think that the fact that this guy leaves means he understands that as a man, when things get heated, you need to leave. You need to walk away. Not sit there planning and plotting how you can beat up a woman, guys. Okay, go beat your oppressors. Go challenge and compete with other men. And then you wouldn't be sitting there with boxing energy, ready to box the woman you claim to love, right? So be aware that this is a nasty mentality that a lot of these guys have out here. Make sure you recognize immediately if you are in the presence of a guy like that. Again, I've told you guys a story about a date I went on before I started dating my husband, where the guy gave me an energy. And like I said, this was a mid-shelf brat. Okay. He gave me an energy that I was like, this dude would put hands on me. This dude would put hands on me. I never felt that before on a date. You can feel an energy shift. That's why I always say on this channel, follow your heart, your intuition. Okay, I don't know who sings that song. Who sings that song? Shakira? Anyways, follow your intuition. Okay? Because men like to manipulate women. They think that they're inherently smarter than women. What they don't count on is intuition, something they don't have. You use that intuition, okay? You don't hit a woman unless she comes at you with a right, hello, absolutely, hey, you know, and you know, there was some big old, you know, we had some Shaniquas when I was growing up, some Shaniquas, and I remember there was some big, you know, they call them Big Berthas or whatever, you know, there was some big girls that was bothering my little brother when he was in grade school. And they were older than him. And you know how these girls get big, like real fast, these young girls, you know how they can be much bigger than the boys. So my brother was always taught, like, don't put your hands on a girl, you know. But I was like, at this point, because they're so much older than you and bigger than you, that's a weapon. Okay, that's a weapon. So do what you got to do, protect yourself. They ain't bother him no more. Okay, I don't advocate for violence in any way, shape, or form, but I'm just calling out how crazy it is that these guys are like, this is what you can do to beat him up. Like, Jesus, like, y'all some hateful ass people, man. Y'all really is. These dudes are hateful AF. All right. They come over to my channel thinking that they're gonna get some suburban black girl response. I didn't grow up in the suburbs, bruh. A lot of y'all niggas did. A lot of y'all niggas cap on the hood. I ain't grow up in the suburbs, so you come over here, you gonna get it. You gonna get it the way you sit for it. So, why are you so angry if you so happy? I've lived in New York City for over 10 years. You understand? This is New York City energy. You understand? All right? I'm out here trying to survive. That's why I have this energy. And I will have it all day. Okay? You will never shift me into a neutralized space the way y'all is, the way y'all neutralize because you finally got to be with bottom shelf Becky's. So they neutralized you. You're neutralized. All right? Ain't nothing neutralized over here. Yeah, I'm stay on 10. Believe that. Played yourselves. And you're come over here, these trolls come over here. A view is a view. A view is a view. And understand, trolls, that's all you'll ever be worth. To me, is a view. I don't know you. I don't like you. I don't care about you. You're a troll. Your life is full of pain and bitterness and anger. That's what we do know. Now watch my video, try to leave a comment, and play yourself. How about that, trolls? Ain't nobody pressed about these trolls. It sounds like they don't waste an opportunity to hurt a black woman. Misogynistic as hell. Exactly. Yo, they're sitting up there, they're like, yes, how can we do it? Like, what? Huh? And this is something else that they're like saying. They're like, and y'all calling the police. I told you, they keep perpetuating this narrative. Now, I have put up with family members, you know how it get, black folk, scrap. Okay. I was like, I will never call the police on my family. All right? While y'all scraps amongst one another. But don't you ever think for a second you're going to scrap amongst me. Okay? Because I can sound like a Becky over the phone. And I will if I have to. Okay? That's point blank period. Don't play with me. Talking about something, don't call the police. Don't call the police. What do you mean don't call the police? If there's violence, that is such a dangerous narrative. Look, I would never say to call the police or agree with people calling the police for non-violent things. If you guys are in an argument, you don't need to call the police. I'm sure that there are times when a woman wants the man to leave and he won't, right? Because he's like, where I'm going to go? Man, go sit on a bench somewhere and allow the situation to de-escalate. They don't want to leave, but they don't want you to call the police to get them to leave. So how are we going to de-escalate the situation? You don't want to de-escalate the situation. You want to rest in your toxic femininity, guys. You want to get hyped when she get hyped. You want to in each other's faces, but she can't call the police. Then leave. Bitch, then leave. Then leave. Get your bag and leave. Leave. Y'all need to learn how to walk away. That's something Dr. Phil emphasizes, and he always has. He's a big guy. Dr. Phil is a big guy. He's never laid a hand on his wife. He's never said a bad word to his wife. And these guys are sitting there, not trying to learn anything of value. Just, again, repeating the same toxic rhetoric that they've been repeating for decades. That's getting them nowhere. Right? Not even about race. Men should know she's trying to push your buttons. Just walk the fuck away. Period. Absolutely, Luna. Absolutely, Luna. Doesn't matter if you're black or white. All right? It doesn't matter. All right. You're a man. She's a woman. You have testosterone. You were built to be stronger. Be strong enough to walk away. Instead of sitting around having conversations about how you can set things up so that legally you can get away with beating her up. And these women are they no good for calling the cops, and they try to involve white daddy. Look, you don't hear no other communities talking about they trying to involve white daddy. Take care of your community. It's that simple. See, Asians, Latinos, Native Americans, they run their communities. They don't have, the dominant society is not running their communities. So, they don't want to be honest. They don't want to be honest. Do you get it? You put yourself in a situation, look at the chessboard. Oh, but they can't because they playing checkers. These dudes is playing, they rolling dice, and it's a chessboard. You're rolling dice. You're out in the alley rolling, shooting dice. Pay attention, bruh. It's a chessboard. Okay? You want to make the rules in your community? Then you build your community. That's why the dominant society makes the rules in your community. Tells y'all where y'all can go. Tells y'all what grocery stores y'all can go to. Tells y'all what pools y'all can go to. Tells y'all what schools y'all can go to. They don't do that in other people's communities. And instead of focusing on that and the shame of living that way, because it is a shame for men to live that way. What do? Keep fighting with women. Keep fighting with women. Black women never miss an opportunity to disrespect or cause physical and emotional harm to Black women. I'm tired. I'm telling you, kitten. And these are kittens. These are kittens. You know his kittens. Y'all know these kittens out here. These kittens and glitches. These are kittens and glitches. So that there we can beat her up because you know that's what their godfather. No, that's your daddy. They want to talk about you calling your daddy. They all got the same daddy figures. And a daddy is telling them that DV is okay. And that is very scary. This man has 1 million+ subscribers. If you look at the people who love him, it's a bunch of pick-mishas who think at some point they're going to be chosen. They're not. I see pick-mishas all the time. They never get the ring. All right? Because as soon as one of these preferences come on the scene, you're done. All right? A pick-me will never be a preference. A pick-me will never be a preference. That's something that these dudes ain't going to tell you. Because you're going to bat for them. Against the women's. A pick-me will never be a preference. And the preference will never have to pick me. You get it? Play yourself. For me, are you talking about the situation I was just talking about? With the scary guy that I went on a date with in Manhattan? It was a first date. It was the first and the last. No, you won't ever get another chance to speak to me. I blocked his number after that date. Did he do anything to me? No. But his tone, his facial expressions, you'll never get nothing past me. You're some angry, unhinged male. I'm going to pick it up. And then I'm going to put it down. Okay? You're out of here. I don't let angry, unhinged males around me. I don't let men that call women bro around me. But that's just me. Okay. What's up, Fred DK? Good to see you. Welcome. All right, I'm going to finish playing this clip.
You just watched this. I mean, when you look at it objectively, it sounds pretty ridiculous, right?
Yeah, who would believe it?
Well, but it's true.
It's true.
And you say in 6 years, you haven't had a good day, certainly a good week. You haven't had a good run.
No, it's something every day with Harold.
Okay, so tell me, what is the explanation you give yourself for why you're willing to settle for this?
I think it's just a attachment thing because we met when we were so young. He was my second boyfriend I ever had. You know, I never talked to a lot of guys. So it's an attachment thing.
How young?
And 20.
Well, that's not like 2, 3, 4, 5. You didn't grow up together.
I'm 25, but I feel like I'm 85 with him. Like, I feel like I'm an old woman because he stresses me out.
But you've cheated on him.
Yeah.
And you beat the guy up, right?
Yeah, I beat him up, yeah.
And then you went and spent a couple of days with him.
Yeah, I felt bad. Harold beat him up bad, so I felt like I had to like nurture him.
In a hotel room for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Did you nurture him?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Did he feel better?
Yeah,
Did
he
he
did.
feel better?
Yeah, he felt better.
He felt nurtured?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you aware that she nurtured him?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Pardon me?
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah.
But you act like you're not, because we'll talk about the same
Yeah, we
story
talk about the same
every
thing
day.
over
this
and
happened
over,
months
yeah.
ago.
It's
And
just
you'll
hard
act like
for
it just
someone to
happened
get
last
over
night.
things like that, you know. We've been. She's like my first love too, so it's kind of like hard. It's 6 years.
Mm-hmm. He's stalked you and all, but you've also smashed his car window.
Because he smashed mine first.
Oh, well.
All right, so you guys can hear it's a lot of back and forth here. They hurt each other. They're young. She claims that Harold thought Sabrina was in a relationship with another guy. She wasn't. But because he thought this, he beat the guy up. And because he beat the guy up, then she sleeps with the guy that he beat up. Right? Who also appears to be a white guy from the visual representation that Dr. Phil shows on the show. Okay? So Sabrina's got a type. Sabrina's a beautiful woman. But, you know, Harold, looking at Harold, you guys can hear his voice. It's very monotone, right? I mean, he doesn't have one color in his voice. Everything is right here, you know. And he'll later go on to say that he's dealing with bipolar and anger issues. Okay? Look, when a guy is beating up other guys because he thinks that you guys are doing something together, that is a red flag, right? That is a sign. That's not something that you should be like, oh, that's super cute. And then, you know, it's just weird to me that Sabrina's like, I went to like comfort this guy because, you know, my boyfriend beat him up and I slept with him. As if she's got some magical like punani that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's like, girl, have some more respect and decency for yourself. You don't want to be with Harold anymore. Tell him you don't want to be with him and move along. Right? But don't play these games. They're very young, immature games. And y'all already been together for 6 years. What are you going to do? Waste a decade being a girlfriend? Y'all need to be looking at marriage or moving on. When you're 6 years in with anybody, you need to be looking at marriage or moving on. That's the only two things that should be on the table at that point. Not playing games. Because you're going to play games and you're going to be 12 years a girlfriend. 12 years a girlfriend. Don't do it. Okay?
That explains it. So he smashed yours, so you smashed his. What are y'all, 2?
At that time, I probably was acting like I was
We let the anger
2.
get the best of us.
I don't want to act like
that.
that.
You slashed his tires?
Yeah, I did.
Did you ram his car?
Yeah, 3
with
times.
your car?
Yeah. And
3 times?
Yes.
You mean like you
I
rammed
reversed,
it, backed up,
crashed,
rammed it, backed
yeah.
up, rammed it, backed up?
Yeah.
Once wasn't enough.
No, because he had just smashed my window out. So I felt like I had to get even with him.
Now, that's way too much violence in a relationship. You're dealing with cars, he's breaking windows, you're ramming his car. It's too much. Like, y'all both can find other people. Move along at this point. There's nothing here to save at that point. You guys have been around each other for too long. You clearly need distance and space. They say if you love something, you've got to let it go. Let it go, okay? And if it comes back, then it means so much more. But if it doesn't, at least you will know. All right? Heather Headley, baby. That it was something you had to go through to grow. I know when you're in your 20s and stuff, we got Sun Goddess Ari in the room. What's up, Sun Goddess Ari? When you're young, leaving, your first love, your first boyfriend, obviously that's hard to do, but I'm telling you right now, you're going to get to the point where you're going to be 12 years a girlfriend, okay? And it's not worth it. You could have been somebody else's wife while you were playing 12 years a girlfriend with him, quiet as his cat. Sun Goddess Ari says, I can be a bit stalkerish over guys myself, but not to the point where I would want to hurt them. I don't let myself get dangerously obsessed. That's good, Sun Goddess Ari. And you're young. I remember when I was your age, I'll be honest. I didn't like guys my age when I was your age, when I was in high school. I only liked guys on TV. So a high school guy could never hit on me, right? Because I was like, out of my way. I'm dating Pacey. Then, of course, Pacey ends up with Jody. How you do me like that? Why you do that? Why you do that, Pacey? You knew I was out here, Pacey. All right. Pacey ends up with Jody, so it's a win. Jody's kind of crazy, right? Jody's like proposing, and she moves a lot different than I would. So it's okay to have a little color and stuff in how you pursue things, as long as, of course, right, you're not bringing violence into the situation for yourself and for others, right? You don't want to do that. Absolutely. When I'm obsessed with a guy, I usually just want to be around them. I never become dangerously obsessed. That's good. That's good. And, when I was your age, I remember feeling that way about the guys in Dawson's Creek and, like other celebrities that I liked, right? I would just think about them all day. I was like, I love, when you get older, I can't remember the last time I thought of, well, anyways. Sometimes a guy will surprise you. I love beautiful eyes, right? And if a guy makes eye contact with me, I'm like, okay, we got to be starting something. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Like, I think that's like cute, because a lot of guys won't make eye contact with you. Guys are like scared to do that, But anyways, probably that's the most I like have thought about a guy is like when I actually am looking at them. You know what I'm saying? You just think about guys less and less as you get older. I've never really been one to have a crush on other people. It's weird, but the best way to describe me would be that Eartha Kitt clip where, the interviewer says, so Eartha falls in love with herself, right? I always fall in love with myself through the eyes of whoever loves me, right? You love me, I love you because you love me, okay? It all goes back to loving yourself, all right? And yeah, I think that it's something that definitely changes as you get older. I think that they probably had a relationship where they were a lot more intense about one another, but it looks like as they're getting older, she's ready to move on. It just, you're ready to move on. Got to be honest about it with yourself and move along. Don't keep hurting each other, because you guys could come back and find each other, right? If you really care about this person, you're not going to sit there and try to hurt them, right? It gets worse as I listen. I know. That's why I'm sharing it with y'all. I couldn't believe this one. I was like, damn. Cray. It's totally normal to like a person to the point of obsession. I know that I experience this with a new partner, but it usually fades into something natural and normal, or I fall out. Absolutely, kitten. Absolutely. So yeah, that's why, that's just how I explained it, right? You get excited about a new person. And if you're like me and you're like, oh, I really like Pacey, right? You're going to be excited about him because you're young. And he's always new because you never meet him and you're never around him. If I had met him and been around him, then I would, been like, oh, okay, what's up, Pacey, right? You get used to people and then it becomes a more normal thing, right? Love, violence, or abuse is absolutely intolerable or acceptable in any form in a healthy and sustainable relationship. Having a crush and being slightly obsessed is so much fun. I agree. That's why I'm like, oh, it's cute when people have crushes, I mean, again, I didn't have crushes the way other women would get crushes. When girls would bother me and waste my time about these crushes, even today, like to this day, women, my age, older, they'll be talking about a crush they have or some guy that they like and they're interested in, that they're dating. I'm like, oh my goodness, like, you're doing the most. You are doing the most, So yeah, thank goodness for age and maturity and wisdom. But some people don't get it, But generally, like when you like someone and you're meeting someone, it can feel stalkerish because it's young and it's fun, All right, I'm gonna finish up this clip.
On reflection, does that seem
No.
immature?
Yeah, it does.
Were you surprised when you came out and saw your car had been smashed into 3 times?
I wasn't really surprised because I did my actions as
No,
well.
you were.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, you were.
Did you do this all at the same time? You smashed his window out, slashed his tires, and then crashed into his car?
Smashed my window. I drove off and I went to his house and I did twice as worse.
Okay. And how'd you feel afterwards?
In that moment, I felt great. I did. But I'm not used to doing things like that. I feel like he brought that out of me because he smashed my window for no apparent reason.
They could both be charged for that damage and be sent to jail. Understand when you're enacting violence, all right? At the point where you're being violent, you're basically saying, I'm going to allow the state, the very police and cops that a lot of these guys are saying don't call, right? But if you're breaking windows, like him breaking her window, if a cop drove by and saw that, he would be arrested. That is a crime, right? Her using a car to ram into another car. These are crimes, And I guess luckily for both of them, they didn't charge one another with the crimes and no one saw, right? But don't let your hyped up feelings about a relationship get you to that point where you have no control and you don't understand that you live in a society that's not going to tolerate your extreme crazy behavior. That's why it's important to not get in relationships with violent guys that get hyped and can't control themselves, like Harold is showing that he can't do.
Why'd you smash your window?
Well, I would say kind of jealousy.
Well, he thought I was flirting with his friend at the club when I told him that I wasn't. But he let people get in his ear. He just came at me instead of listening to me and just smashed my window. So I felt like if you can't even listen to me, then let me go do it to you so I can show you how it.
Damn commercial. Okay.
The issues that me and Sabrina are dealing with right now has gotten worse ever since she got her Brazilian butt lift surgery.
Harold thinks I got it for other men to look at me, which is not true.
I'll take sexy pictures of Sabrina, and I think she sends them to the boy. It hurts my feelings that she can't take my word on how good she looks. I hate that she needs his validation.
I got that surgery for myself to make myself feel more confident. I think Harold's just mad because I look good.
Well, Sabrina says her boyfriend Harold stalks her, follows her, harasses her at work, and when she's not with him, calls her every 10 minutes. She also says he traps her in their home.
I feel trapped inside of my own home. Harold will take my phone, my car keys every day, so I can't escape.
I'll take her steps so she don't go hang out with her friends.
Harold will steal my entire makeup bag, purse, and wallet. He'll even hide my wigs.
I'm just doing this to make sure she's not doing anything behind my back.
Harold knows that I will never leave the house looking like a mess.
When we go out, she doesn't get dressed like she goes out with Brie Nicole. She doesn't really care that much.
One time, Harold threw a brand new wig of mine in the middle of the street before I even got to wear it. I get very shocked when Harold acts like that because I feel like he thinks he owns me.
Not him throwing the wigs in the street. Harold. Wow. Yeah. So I hope you guys heard that. Sabrina goes and gets a Brazilian butt lift, right? She gets a BBL. And Harold said, I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask you to do it. So why are you doing it? It must be to attract other men. And she's like, no. And, you know, she said, he's just mad that I look good. I don't think he's mad that you look good. I think that's why he likes you, right? But like, you got this BBL, he didn't ask you to get it, and you're still in contact with this guy that you cheated on him with, and she throws that at him, right? To be like, I'll mess with this guy that I already cheated on you with, and now I got my brand new BBL, right? You know, guys, you guys know how I feel about that over here, okay? I'm team natural over here when it comes to just taking care of yourself and what you put into your body, right? Maybe I'll post it after this video. I saw a surgery thing about jaw contouring with Sheree from Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, so she got a jaw contouring procedure done, and she looked 15 years younger, right? It was giving K. Michelle transformation. Like, it was great. I mean, it wasn't as significant, but it was giving K. Michelle transformation. And so I went, I was like, oh my God. And they said it was non-surgical procedures. I was like, oh, okay, you know, I went to go find the doctor myself, right? And what he says when he's describing this procedure is it's non-surgical, but it reminds me of Botox, right? Or fillers, something that I don't encourage. And at this point in my life, I'm not interested in, okay? Because, you know, people want to talk about vaccines and what's in the vaccine. Yeah, I don't know what's in those goddamn Botox and fillers. A lot of people have problems because of that. You know, you have to do extensive research, not just research to justify what you want to do, but research to understand what happens when you get this done, when you get these procedures done. Okay. This filler like stays moving around in your face and in your body for like ever. It's just very weird. Anyways, that jawline procedure that Sheree got from Housewives recently, it's like Botox for your forehead, but in your jaw, right? So they're putting some foreign substance into your body, right? And it's like, for me personally, I'd rather just eat a carrot. I'll eat a carrot. You know, I don't like carrots, but I'll eat a carrot before I, you know, put my life on the line for some BBL, right? And a lot of women lose their lives on that. I'm not going to normalize that here. I told y'all when I went to Miami, I wasn't impressed. Don't get me wrong, it had me thinking about it. I was like, oh, shoot. You know, but if anything, I just felt at home. I was like, we're all here. We all got big boobs and big booties. I love it, right? I just felt at home. I was like, hello, my big booty friends, right? You know, I saw white women down there with the BBLs, you know, and it just looks like they're wearing a diaper. So I don't care what it looks like to you guys. When you're watching it on TV or watching it on YouTube and you're seeing the Kardashians and whatnot, if you see it in real life, it looks like these women are wearing a diaper when they're wearing clothes. It looks unnatural, okay? And the only time that it, to me, looked a little better is when they were on the beach and nothing was covering the butt, right? But the butt goes out in an unnatural way. The shape that they give the women is unnatural. It doesn't align with the thigh muscles for a lot of women. And you just, you know, I mean, I would have thought K. Michelle would have been enough for y'all to understand. You know, Remy Ma said, you know, Nikki's booty drop. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? You know, I don't want to know what it means for your booty to drop. Okay? I don't want to know that. So I'm just going to move along and do some squats and eat a carrot and hope for the best, right? But, you know, love yourselves. Sabrina's a beautiful girl, a beautiful woman. And I don't think she needed the BBL. She's obviously curvaceous. I think that she got the BBL because she wants other men's attention, because she's tired of Harold. That's what I think. And to me, I think that Harold's anger issues, as well as his mental issues, are playing a part in that. Okay, because Harold, you're a man, and she can feel your desperation for her. She can feel how desperate he is to keep her. And it's pushing her away, right? What Harold needs to do is focus on building a business. You know, I've told y'all a million times before, my husband works sun up to sundown. Monday through Friday, Saturday and Sunday too. Like he just works all the time. Okay? And that makes me want his attention, right? Because he's busy working, building, making money. If he was just sitting around looking at me all day, that would be a problem for me. You know what I'm saying? So Harold needs to, just the same way that I encourage you ladies, get out there, focus on something that's going to better you. Don't put everything into validation of this relationship. You know what I'm saying? So they've been together long enough. Now Harold's got mental issues. He said he's bipolar. He's got anger management issues. He's breaking her stuff. He's attacking other men. How long until it gets physical between the two of them? You see what I'm saying? And for Harold to understand that as a man, you have to step away. You have to walk away now. It's too enmeshed. It's gotten too violent. Walk away.
Do you blow her phone up?
Yes, I do blow her phone up.
Why? What do you get out of that?
At the moment, I really don't.
No, you get something out of it or you wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got your call log from the other day. There are 27 missed calls from him on one day in a fairly short period of time. Just call. So you're doing it for some reason. What are you hoping to gain?
Hoping to see if I would be able to talk with her and try to fix things communication-wise. because my communication's
But
not
at that
all the way
point, it
there.
should register to you in your head that I don't want to talk because I haven't answered the phone for 27 times.
Well, it's
Okay,
kind of
but
hard
come
for
on,
me to
listen, y'all
communicate.
have been doing this for 6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it that you aren't learning?
Maybe I just believe him for the moment, I guess.
The space part, I would say. I would probably have
Well, no, he'll
to-
apologize about the situation and I'll just let it go like it never happened.
Okay, I understand that for the first time, even maybe the second, or even the third, or even the 10th time. You've been doing this for 6 years.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you want better than this?
Yeah, well, I love her, you know, and I have an issue with myself, I would say.
What is it?
Well, I have mental issues, bipolar, anger problems, and I haven't got cured for that.
But they gave you medication.
Yeah, I know they gave me medication.
And you
but
don't take it.
I want to get there from. It's kind of hard for me not. I don't take the medication. I understand that.
Why are you not taking your medication?
Well, I feel like it's maybe a little bit too strong, I would say.
A little bit too strong?
You're lying because you only take half of it, Harold.
Well, when I take the medication, it kind of works better. We don't argue as much.
So you decided not to take it?
Yeah, I decided not to take it. That's when everything blows.
When he takes it, he's cool as a cucumber.
Okay, wait a minute. So when you take it,
Yes.
things work.
Yeah, things work when I take it.
So you decided not to take it.
Maybe because I have too many thoughts in my head that go through, don't know how to express them the right way. I would say that.
Okay, but I want to be sure I understand this. When you take the medication,
Yes.
things are calm.
Yeah, things are calm.
So you decided to stop taking it.
Oh yeah, I decided to stop taking it. I'll take it once in a while, and then.
Okay, how does that make sense?
Yeah, it doesn't.
When you take it,
doesn't
you're
make
better.
sense.
When you don't take it, you're worse. So you decided, okay, I won't take it.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be better.
No, I do want to be better.
Harold
So-
just doesn't want to take the medication.
Well, you blame him for the affair.
Yeah. I mean, I know it was my own decision, but
Apparently you don't. You blame him.
well, I feel like he pushed me to
Well,
do
I kind
it.
of push her away to do
That's
things like that. If I keep telling her, "Oh, it's not going to work."
He's talking to a lot of girls in the past.
No, don't change the subject. You made the decision to have an affair. That's not his choice. That's your choice.
Yeah, it was.
Why do you say you blame him for it?
Because I'm saying I feel like he pushed me to do it.
Well, that's an excuse, but the fact is you made
Well,
the
yeah,
choice.
I did it because I wanted to, I guess.
Exactly. So, but yet you two don't even make sense. You contradict yourself in the same sentence. You said, it's my choice, but I blame him.
Mhm.
I blame him, but it was my choice. You contradict yourself in the same sentences. I take the medication, it makes me better, so I don't take it.
Yeah.
I don't take it because it makes me better. You guys contradict yourselves in the same sentences.
Maybe that's what it is.
Well, it's part of the communication.
Okay, so
I started talking to the other guy a few years ago. I used to confide in him about my relationship problems between me and Harold.
I found a bunch of texts between the boy and Sabrina. I threatened him not to mess with my girl. I saw Sabrina with the boy, and I lost it.
Harold messed him up pretty bad. I feel so guilty that's when I slept with the other guy. Eventually, I told Harold that I had cheated on him.
I did forgive Sabrina, but I think it's unfair for her to expect me to get over it so quickly because she just cheated on me 2 months ago.
Sabrina constantly calls me to vent about Harold. And at one point, I've even spoken to Harold about how he's driving Sabrina away. I'm like their own personal Dr. Phil.
You're my best friend. I'm going to call you like that.
Like,
Because I
have
listen
your
to
own
your
eyes.
problems all the time.
Yes,
Yes.
but at a certain point, I get the picture, you know? Harold refuses to give Sabrina any space. Me and Sabrina and a few other friends wanted to go out at a party. So we asked Harold for a ride. He ended up following us and popped up at the liquor store we stopped at and tried to fight my guy friend. All because he thought Sabrina was talking to this man. It's like stalkerish.
okay, so there's a lot going on there. Harold is being prescribed medication. He's not taking it. Now Sabrina's friend has entered the picture. And I want to talk to you guys about the dynamic that Sabrina has with her friend, right? Because her friend is giving empath vibes, and Sabrina and Harold are codependent narcissists. They're both narcissistic. They like the drama and the chaos that they have with one another. It's very addictive, and they feed off of that with one another. Sabrina loves the attention that Harold gives her, okay? Even though it's this weird, toxic attention. Because if she didn't love it, she would end the relationship, right? So now she's got her friend that she bothers all the time. And I really related to the friend, obviously, because I said, I feel like she's an empath, so am I. And as an empath, I've had so many narcissistic women with their narcissistic boyfriends and all their narcissistic problems dragging me into it, right? Because they love to bring other people into their situations. Narcissists love this, okay? I've had so many conversations with particular narcissistic woman that I know, and every boyfriend she has, she's like, these are our problems, come help us out. And it's like, I have my own life, I will encourage you to not let women and men in toxic relationships drag you into their BS, right? Because they're going to stay with each other. They're going to end up getting back together, whatever it is that they do. And then you're going to be on the outs, right? And not only are you going to be put on the outs so that they can have a common enemy, because understand this. If they have a common enemy, then they can join back together again in their toxic union, right? They'll have a common enemy. You'll be on the outs, and you would have wasted all of that time listening to their boyfriend, girlfriend relationship problems. I mean, it's a joke. Harold, I mean, it just don't look like he don't do anything. It look like he just sit around chilling all day. I mean, bruh, get your life together. Yeah, Sammy. I was definitely worried about her. And I'm gonna be honest, I hope that they break up and move along from each other, because they don't need to be around each other.
Harold is a total narcissist. Harold can never admit when he's wrong. He'll do things he stopped at and tried to fight my guy friend, all because he thought Serena was talking to this man. It's like stalkerish. Harold is a total narcissist. Harold can never admit when he's wrong. He'll do things or say these things, and when you call him out on them, he'll completely deny. Oh, I didn't do that. Sabrina has been an amazing girlfriend to Harold. She supported him financially and emotionally a lot over these years, and he continues to treat her this way. Most women our age would have just left Harold high and dry.
I just can't tell you overnight, like, oh, I'm gonna leave Harold. I'm
Been
gonna do
years
that.
to the point where you're already talking to somebody else.
I seem to always be in the middle of their fights, and I'm honestly so over it. I'm almost ready to call it quits with my own best friends, because the issues between Harold and Sabrina are just too much for me to handle.
Okay, I'm sure the producers told her to say that. Like, are you ready to break up with your best friend? She's not going to break up with her best friend because of this. But it's very annoying, obviously, like I said, to be dealing with these toxic unions, and it's not your problem. One thing I can't stand is a woman calling me constantly complaining about she has to pay the guy's bills. Like, Sabrina's paying his bills again. That's why she can, Kitten Scamios loves to talk about how they removed the fathers from the homes. How come they didn't remove the fathers from any of the other homes in any of the other communities throughout America? Because if you allow yourself to be an easy target, easy pickings, because you don't build, because you don't protect your women and children, well, people are going to see that and take advantage of you and move in on that. Right? It starts with stopping enabling these men and stop infantilizing them and let them get it on their own. And to me, Sabrina is clearly a narcissist as well. And to me, she is infantilizing Harold so that she can maintain having more power and control over the situation. She doesn't want him to ever go anywhere. She wants him to always be there so she can get a BBL and be wanted and adored by all these other men. And then when she goes home, Harold's there, right? And what I'm telling you, ladies, is y'all be playing yourselves with attitudes like that, because Harold, okay, and I'm not saying he's a bad or evil person. He's not a guy that you want to be playing with. Y'all be playing with dudes like him breaking your phone and breaking your windshield and beating other men up. Isn't the 3 signs you need to know this is not a guy to be toying and playing with? He's clearly got mental issues. He's clearly got anger management issues. And I'm going to be straight out. Like I said, I don't think he's a bad or evil guy, but he's got issues. And I think the best thing for Sabrina to do is, it would be great if the Dr. Phil show could help her, is to quietly and strategically end this relationship so that she basically moves out of the house when he's not there and she never has to interact with him again. I think that would be the smartest, safest thing for her to do. Because again, we know statistically the most dangerous time in a relationship for a woman is when she's ready to leave. You're in a relationship like this, pack your bags and flee. Get somewhere safe, break all contact, never speak to him again, and hope he moves on with his life. Because she's going to have a hard time telling him face to face, this is over, I want to end this, let's go our separate ways. I would never tell a guy like this, he seems unhinged, I wouldn't date a guy like this, because I'm only interested in men that have full facility and control, full faculty of their mind. Okay? I'm only interested in men that understand. People play around when it comes to sanity. We love to talk about sanity and insanity like it's these choices that we can't make. He could be taking medication to help himself. He's not. The reality is you play with your sanity and keep going to the edge and pushing it, breaking things when you want, because you want, acting like a child when you're an adult. You keep playing with your insanity and you're going to find yourself not being able to come back. You are not a servant to your mind. You are the master of your mind. Your mind does not control you. You are to control your mind. And that's something we don't teach in the Black community. That's something that I've learned studying philosophy. That's what has helped me out of the greatest, darkest places that I've been in. So I hope for her sake that she gets out. And you have to create a plan and a strategy when you're leaving relationships like this, because I don't know how he's going to respond to her leaving him. But he does not look like he's going to respond to that well. And that's why I told y'all before, I've had a lot of big dudes, I love, the cut, lower weight but muscly guys on the lower end, right? I get big guys with big muscles hitting on me a lot, and I'm like, yeah, you scare me. Look. I don't have no big dogs in my house. My dog is tiny. All right, I'm not gonna have no animal, no person around me that can't be controlled. You know, they a big dude already. They got extra testosterone popping, and all the things that he has done is an indicator that she's got to move quickly and quietly out of this relationship. Very sad, very sad, very sad ending. You know, I'm sure they had good times together, but it's too toxic. Too toxic. She's not bringing the best out of him, but the worst. Yeah, they got to let go of each other. Harold sounds like he's one trigger away from hurting her badly. Yeah, exactly. And you guys should see like the look on his face. He has a very flat effect. It reminds me of when just how a lot of mentally disturbed men, how that manifests in them is not outright displays of anger and aggression, but a very flat affect about things. Okay? When they're sitting there and they're talking to you like this and everything is in this voice and in this tone. And that's like indicator of mental illness. So I'm, you know, like I said, I'm worried about her too. And I just hope they part ways and move along. He definitely can end up, yeah. Oh my goodness, Star Sky, you're right. They aren't good for each other. They have no business being with each other. Yep, absolutely. Low self-esteem can make people not leave abusive, toxic, unhealthy relationships. Absolutely. And, you know, again, they said that they've been low self-esteem and or narcissistic tendencies. You know, again, I like Sabrina. She's a beautiful, you know, nice looking young woman. But it looks to me, you guys got to see the video on Dr. Phil. He's got this weird flat affect, and she's got this weird kind of smile on her face about all of it. I think that she has narcissistic tendencies that aren't allowing her to comprehend how dangerous this situation is for herself. And that happens a lot with narcissistic women. Their narcissistic tendencies don't allow them to see how dangerous and toxic the relationships that they are in can be, right?
Sabrina Cole, thank you for being here.
Yes, of course.
You're just wearing you out.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot for them, but it's a lot for me because we're like sisters.
See, I don't think people do things consistently in a pattern unless they're getting some payoff from it. They're getting something out of it that they wouldn't do it. What is your payoff?
I don't think I'm getting a payoff.
No, trust me, you're getting a payoff.
No way to pay off how?
I don't think I'm doing that.
Why would you
really
keep doing
Harold.
it then? You don't think you're thriving on drama here.
No.
You don't think that you love the attention, that you love the drama, that you love being
No, I don't.
pursued.
It makes me sick to my stomach.
Then why do you continue to
because
do
it's
it?
hard to leave him, but I
She's
don't
in love
like
with
it.
him.
I mean,
What
yeah,
it
it's
is.
just hard to leave.
What did she say? She's in love with him. I don't care. That's one thing a woman can't come to me with. What is happening in the situation? What is happening in your home? What is happening to your physical and mental and emotional well-being? That's what I care about. I don't care if you love him. I don't care how you feel about him. And he won't care either when he snaps. Understand this. If he doesn't know how to behave, he's out of here. He is out of here. I can't have, that's why I said I don't have no big dogs around me, and I can't have no men around me that don't know how to behave. Then they want to talk about some, y'all called the police and y'all took the dads out of the home. A dad can't be taken out of his home. A father cannot be removed from his home. It's literally impossible, guys. That's how you know they're lying. It's literally impossible. But again, it's a bunch of excuses for the dysfunctionality, for normalizing the toxicity. A bunch of excuses. Excuses are tools of the weak. Tavia the Savior. Hey, good to see you. Okay now. All right now, Tavia. Good to see you. I've been good. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, Sky, very true. Very true. Very true. I want you guys to hear a little bit more about Harold's background before I wind this up, okay?
But I don't like the drama.
I kind of
because
bring up
Harold
the
knows
drama,
I can.
I would say I bring up the drama to keep talking about
He
situations
antagonizes
that
me.
shouldn't be talked about.
He brings it out of me.
You don't slam your hand in the car door, do you?
No,
Why?
because I know I'll get hurt.
Yeah, you don't like it,
Yeah,
but you eat beef tacos. Why?
he's using it as an excuse. He offers it. Don't offer me the food then.
Why in the hell do they keep bringing up these beef tacos? What is going on? Is it meth? Good to see you too, Tavia. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. When you don't love yourself, you will stay in any kind of situation that can hurt you. Yeah. Absolutely.
If it's going to be about that. I feel like if someone offers me something, I'm going to take it. But
Oh boy. We only do things over and over and over that we get something out of.
Discover BetMGM Casino. And
Dr. Phil makes a great point there. We only do things over and over and over again if we're getting something out of it. What are y'all getting out of this deadbeat daddy problem in the community? What are y'all getting out of this? It was something that, observing it when I was growing up, I said never, not me. Never. What are y'all getting out of this? That it's done over and over and over again. It's been a problem for decades, for generations. I wonder, what are y'all getting out of it? An infantilized state that you don't mind being in if you're the man? Gratification for being a mule if you're the woman? What are you getting out of it?
They just have a strong connection. You're addicted to each other's attention.
Yeah.
You're addicted to the drama, but that doesn't mean it's positive. You don't even like each other.
I have trust issues from a past relationship. I was cheated on before. And Sabrina comes along and she does the same exact thing. I stalk Sabrina for my own peace of mind because I don't trust her.
Harold installed a tracking device on my phone to know where I'm at. And I know it because it's a subscription plan and they're charging me $30 a month for his actions.
I honestly think there's something medically wrong with Harold. Not trying to be funny. It just doesn't make sense with the way he acts out. If Harold doesn't get help, I'm pretty sure that Sabrina is going to leave him because she already has one foot out the door.
You got to see the clip. I mean, Harold is sitting in a chair, balled up in like a fit of rage for no reason. And her friend is right. Like, there's something medically wrong with him. And, this just reminds me of, being friends and family members with women who are irresponsible about the men they bring into the family circle or into your friendship circle and into your lives. I'm thinking about Sabrina's friend, who is a much tinier Black girl. She, like I said, Sabrina's very curvy. you know, like me. Her friend is a very tiny black girl, like Kelly Stamps tiny, right? And she's always with you. You guys are like sisters. You don't want to keep her safe. She wants you to be safe. You don't care about keeping her safe. Harold is not someone that should be around you guys at this point. He's way too obsessed with this relationship. It's unhealthy. It's unnatural.
I'm not here to insult either one of you. I take very seriously every story that comes my way, or I wouldn't do it.
Yes.
If I didn't take it seriously, I would not do it. I take this seriously because I think he's dangerous. I think people turn to violence when they run out of socially acceptable ways to express themselves. And I don't think you're real good as a communicator.
Yes, I would say that.
And so I think you've been verbally abusive.
Yes.
And I think you've been mentally and emotionally abusive with this stalking type behavior. And you two have said, okay, what do we do? You don't ask me a question. If whatever I say, your response is going to be, yeah, but no, yeah, but he's this, yeah, but she's that, yeah, but. If you're going to yeah, but me with whatever I say, then don't ask me the damn question. If you ask a question, be ready to hear the answer. Everyone is in your life for a purpose. Some people are there to teach. Some people are there to toughen. Some people are there to nurture. You need to figure out why he's in your life. Look, not every relationship you lose is a loss.
Hallelujah.
It may be a victory for you to say, well, hell, you know, at least I'm not the girl he's out there embarrassing anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
You may lose it and say, hey, you know, he's gone and I'm not the one he's staring in the window at anymore. That's a victory. That may be why he's in your life, so you don't spend the rest of your life settling for that.
Ooh.
You need to decide if you want a woman of quality in your life, then you need to get your act together, buddy. Because if you keep doing what you're doing, I'm telling you, you need to move on down the road. If he has a mental illness, if he is bipolar, if he has something that requires treatment and he's not getting it, if he has medication he needs to be taking and he's not taking it, then he's not willing to work on himself in order to be a quality partner for you, and you need to move on down the road.
Yep, that makes.
All right, period. I know that these guys have tried to present dating and marriage as if they're the prize and it's all about appeasing them. You know, there's always some guy with a lisp too, you know. He's always like, these females don't realize that we the prize. I'm like, why do you sound like Satan in the Garden of Good and Evil? All right? Like, control your T's, bruh. Control your S's. Can't say your S's and stuff. Okay? It's always some lisp-speaking guy talking about we the prize and they don't know it. Like, boy, Dr. Phil's right on the money with this one. He can take his medication, and maybe that's something that y'all can work with. And I know that these anxiety and depression medications can have a lot of other adverse side effects that people don't want to deal with, right? Like sexual dysfunction. Sabrina don't look like she ready to put up with sexual dysfunction. She don't look like she ready to put up with that. But the bottom line is that can be one of the repercussions of taking those types of medications. And if she wants to stay with him and she cares about him, that's something that she will put up with while he needs to be medicated, and they can work their way around that. But if they're not willing to work with each other to make this better, end it.
Sense.
And if you have something wrong with you, then you need to get with a doctor and you need to figure it out because your behavior is unacceptable. You're being a bully and an abuser, and you shouldn't put up with it. And you need to get that under control, or this woman and every other woman in your life is going to move on.
You feel like this is a wake-up call for you?
Yeah, it is a wake-up
But
call.
I will leave him if he continues that.
No, you won't. No, you won't. Not if you don't make some decisions that you deserve better in your life than what you're settling for.
Maybe I should think about myself a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not a little bit more. You need to put yourself at the top of the list and say, I deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. When you decide that you need to be treated that way, then you will require that of people in your life, and he will raise his game or move on. We teach people how to treat us. Mm-hmm. And you've taught him it's okay to call you names and stalk you and control.
Discover BetMGM Casino.
God damn it. Fucking commercials. Okay, so, I mean, again, great. All of this right on the money.
And leap into
and I hope that she gets the picture and gets the message. And I hope that he gets it. But I don't know. I don't know if they will. Let's finish this up. Last few minutes.
Let me ask you something, Harold. What kind of role model did you have in your life about being a partner, about being a man in a relationship?
Well, I didn't have any role model. I only had my grandma, and she just passed away when I was 19.
Yeah.
And I've just been on my own ever since.
Yeah. I know that. That's why I'm asking you that, to point out that in your defense, you haven't had anybody demonstrate for you the right way to be in a relationship. So you've just kind of been feeling your way along.
I've been feeling my way blinded.
And I'm not trying to make an excuse for you, but I'm just trying to point out that if you don't have somebody to show you the right way to treat a woman, the right way to partner with a woman, then it's not always easy to find your way.
It's not easy.
And then your emotions just take over and you do what?
I let the emotions get the best of me out there.
But I try to help you through that, and you still treat me the same way.
Okay, I've said to you what I've had to say. Let me talk to him for a minute. Because what he needs is way above your pay grade. You need to focus on you and what you need to require of yourself, because you deserve better than you're getting. You don't treat human beings, certainly women, the way you're treating this woman.
Yeah, I understand.
You don't call. I've been with this woman for almost 50 years. Have I ever called you a name ever in 50 years?
Never. Never.
And I will tell you why. I treasure my life.
Yes.
And I treasure her companionship. I've never called her a name in 50 years.
All right, so that's pretty much it for this one, okay? As you guys heard, Harold, and I wanted you guys to hear that, right? Because Harold says, I haven't had anyone to show me. He hasn't had a man to show him the way to treat a woman. Now, notice Dr. Phil didn't say a man to show you how to be a man, the way that a lot of these dysfunctional guys will say, a man gonna show you how to be a man. They're using that as an excuse. Excuses are tools of the weak. They're using that as an excuse. A man gonna show you how to be a man, because you know as a black woman that there were no men, there are no daddies. All the daddies decided to leave. They weren't removed, because you can't remove a father from his home with his wife and children. That's something you can't do. So you know as a woman, oh, he didn't have a father to show him the way. Excuses, excuses. That's why they love to remind you, right? It takes a man to be a man. You gonna hurt me? No. Dr. Phil said you didn't have a man to show you what it looks like loving a woman. Okay? I mean, you think about the community. Most of these dudes ain't had no man. Example. because the men chose to leave. It's so sad. Y'all daddies chose to leave. Come to terms with it. Come to terms with it. Because they daddies decided to leave, and they want to talk about some, y'all kicked the men out for a block of welfare cheese. You know what's crazy? Y'all niggas left for nothing. Y'all left the home to be with bottom shelf Beckies. Y'all left the homes to go sleep in the alley and do drugs. It's crazy what they left their women and children for. You didn't even get that slice of welfare cheese, did you? Because, see, they're mad that in order to qualify for welfare, if you're a single man with no custody of children, that you have to work. We can't even get welfare. Why do you need welfare? You're a man. Y'all see these newly arrived migrants coming over from South America talking about some, can I get the welfare? They get it or not, but they gonna work. They gonna work regardless. I see them working in the neighborhoods that I live in every day. I've talked with Dominican dudes, right? They'll come over to my home, fix something. Y'all know me, I like to talk, okay? We'll get to talking, and they'll explain to me and my boys, right? Usually it's like one or two of them, you know. There was one time where it was like 2 Dominican guys, okay? And they were like, yeah, what we did is, after we worked for this guy, we bought our own truck, right? And we go around and do the same thing that we're doing for this guy for our own business that we've established for ourselves. Where there's a will, there's a way. These dudes don't want to get it out the paint. They don't want to hustle. They want to make excuses. And the excuse is, the black woman got the white man. Why can't she get the white man to do nothing else? She got the white man to take all the dads. You know what kind of amazing synchronization work that is? That all of these women simultaneously working with white zaddy to kick good, loving husbands and fathers out of the homes that they own. Well, no, we couldn't own it because y'all know that sometimes they shut up, excuses. Tools of the weak. Okay? But the point is, again, I want y'all to hear, Harold had all of those problems. He didn't have a father. He didn't have a mother. He didn't have a solid family upbringing. Now, this is one example, right? This isn't normalized. Though I fear it may start being normalized in America. Harold doesn't give me American vibes. I don't know. He's giving me the Netherlands or something. You know, I'm not sure where he's from, but I don't think he's American. I think he's something else. Okay, European something, right? But I think it's starting to be normalized more in America. Family dysfunction. And that's why I warn you guys against that. And it's so funny because people love to say that Kitten Scammules is trying to bring families together. But how can a man with, y'all always say he got 2 failed marriages? Because he does. That's the facts on the table. Now, this is a man that says he likes to deal in the facts. The facts on the table are he hasn't had one successful relationship, marriage in his life. But he's going to tell y'all how to do it? Look. If I wasn't married to my husband, I wouldn't be on here talking to y'all about relationships, giving y'all relationship advice, talking about shit I know nothing about. And that's why everything he says is skewed and funky and fucked up, because it's all a disguise for misogynoir. Again, his kittens and glitches are these dysfunctional men who don't want to admit when a man leaves his family, it ends up making people like Harold. All right? It doesn't make a community full of smart, forward-thinking guys that, you know, just they're smarter than the women. How y'all go to school less than the women? You have less self-awareness than the women, but you're smarter and you can tell them what to do. Women mature early. Women mature early. So if women mature early, why do you want women to submit to you? Why do you want to lead? If you're constantly telling Black women why it's so important that they mule, right? So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Understand these connections, connect the dots. It's something a lot of these guys cannot do. And I just found it really interesting because I did the video on the sociopath chick that was on Kevin Samuels' channel, right? And then another content creator actually interviewed her, all right? I believe his name is JR Wisdom, okay? He interviews her, and he just interviews her the way a content creator would, okay? If I invite someone to my platform and ask them to come on my platform so that I can interview them, I'm not going to be like, why are you a thought? And why are you doing this? And why are you a sociopath? And why are you, you know what I'm saying? Because the person could go click, and then you won't get any information about why they move the way that they move. Man, come on, keep it. JR's entire comment section went after him. You can go see on his channel. He interviewed this woman, Jen, the sociopath from one of Kevin Samuels' most recent lives. He interviews her, says he knew her before, and all of his subscribers were like, we hate you because you didn't tear her apart, right? And he was like, I don't know why you guys think I'm gonna like sit there and tear somebody apart. Like, that's not like what I'm focused on. They're like, you just want to sleep with her. You just wanted the panties. Why you didn't tear her apart? It's a bunch of bottom shelf Beckys and their Tyrone Spectrum kittens and glitches. Giggity. Text message. And it reminded me of Tammy, right? TS, Tammy Sotomayor, right? And the way that he often has a lot, I mean, look, Kitten Scammules has a lot of Black women followers too. That's why I don't sit on here being like, and why, I'm not gonna go to bat for a bunch of broads that want to keep calling in and playing themselves. I'm not going to bat for them. They're on their own. I don't give a damn what they do. Because he's not talking to me and he's not talking to nobody I know. He's talking to the dumb broads that keep calling in a show and thinking that they're going to be something special. But I just thought it was so funny because you had all of these people. As soon as you say something that they don't like, they all turn against you, and telling him he ain't shit because you didn't cuss this Black woman out and put her in her place and treat her the way Kevin Samuels would have treated her. That's what you got a bunch of Tyrone Spectrum knuckles and bottom shelf Beckys and pick-me's over there saying. So, no loyalty. No loyalty. What these people care about seeing is you tearing down Black women. That's what they're watching it for. And again, they'll say, no, he gives really good advice. Lennon Honor gives really good advice about being married as a Black man because he's married as a Black man to a Black woman. He's taking care of their 6 children. He's the sole provider for their 6 children and his wife. Giggity, giggity, giggity. Lennon Honor is a great person to listen to. There's plenty of great guys to listen to. You can listen to Bishop T.D. Jakes, a man that's married. Why would you listen to a man not married about relationships when he hasn't even been in one since he started popping on YouTube? Because it's not about listening to him for relationship advice. It's about how all of those people, over 1 million subscribers, joined together in the American pastime of, you know, trying to shit on Black women, basically. Trying to, because they'll always fail. They'll always fail. I'm the daddy of the ones who don't have a daddy, so I'd rather be a father. What? Xavier, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh my goodness. Okay. So yeah, I hope that y'all learned something from this. I hope Sabrina and Harold have learned something from this. I thought it was a good episode, so I want to share it with you guys. Thank you so much for being here and watching. You guys rock. I will see you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Mwah.